You're listening to Out of Office, a travel podcast.
Your go-to podcast for all things travel. Finally. Says you didn't want me to sing the song. Welcome back to season 2. We finally on season 2. Episode 3 of Out of Office, a travel podcast.
Finally. And finally, we took some trips.
We've been traveling all year. Gals have been away all year. L'Oreal's name 1 month this year that you said that's all.
I couldn't. I didn't realize.
Hey Siri, set timer for February.
I thought I was in Nassau in January, but I wasn't. So
No, I don't think we both were. I was in January.
I wasn't here January, February, March, or April. And I won't be here in May. And I won't be here in June.
We going to May.
Huh? Barbados. I told you this. Don't play with
One
me.
of my gals, they can leave us. So anyway, today's episode is a simple recap of our most recent travels because we know y'all as be watching us. We know y'all want tips. And I got some tips for y'all.
Oh, we just got back.
Yeah, like just. Well, not just.
A couple days ago.
Yeah, Lori just got back from her 3-month tour of Asia.
I was gone
Forever.
for 2.5 weeks.
Forever.
That's it.
L'Oreal.
It should have been a month.
L'Oreal, you was gone
It should
forever.
have been a month, though. It should have been a month.
Forever.
Okay. So you want to start, or should I start? What are we doing?
Sure, you can start. How was your trip? Let's recap since you were the longest. We don't have all day.
It's going to be super simple because that trip was magical to me, and some of these moments are for me and me only.
Y'all could lie now.
Oh,
Tell your man you busy. Hold on, let me put mine on vibrate.
I didn't even realize it was off.
Yay.
Sorry.
Yay.
Sorry, guys.
Yay.
He's
He tracking you down,
he's
girl.
actually going to see this and be like, oh, that's when I called her.
Girl, he tracking you down.
Anyway, back to what we were saying. So I was in Korea and Japan. Everyone knows this is a trip that I have been wanting to go on since 2020, and then the pandemic was annoying. So I started off in Japan. I was there for 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 days in Tokyo. I can't really remember. And then the last couple days, I bounced between Osaka and Kyoto. The trip was magical. I can't even lie.
Gals is the way
It was
away.
it was cherry blossom season. So everything was just pretty and pink and gorgeous with like skyscrapers in the background of the gorgeousness. Gal is mocking me. That's crazy.
I jealous.
Know your boys.
L'Oreal, I feel like I message you almost every single day on this trip.
You might have. But
Yeah.
did I answer in the timely fashion?
Yes.
I did?
No,
Oh.
in your
In my version of timely?
Babe, even in another time zone, you late. Let me tell you something. If you ever have the privilege of having L'Oreal as your friend, please know that she's not the person to call if you need help immediately.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you what I start doing. I've learned that L'Oreal's have a phone and do not disturb, so I text. But I'm also an impatient woman.
No.
I
So
text,
then she's
I
called
give her like
twice
5 minutes, and I call twice to skip
to break through the do not disturb.
Ladies, if he put his phone on do not disturb, call twice. It'll knock you out of do not disturb.
He might still reject your call.
Not only are you getting travel tips, but dating tips.
But no, it was really good. You know, I had Kobe beef. I had like OG ramen.
What does Kobe beef taste
Kobe
like?
beef is so buttery. It's very fatty.
I heard it's absolutely amazing. That and
It's good.
Wagyu beef.
Well, you know, it's funny. So you know how every steak is a T-bone steak is a steak, but not every steak is a T-bone steak.
Yes.
That's how it is with Wagyu beef. I believe.
Every Wagyu
Kobe-
is steak, but not every steak is Wagyu.
Well, kind of, but like, so there's Wagyu and there's Kobe. So
Mhm.
Kobe is A5. I hope I'm saying this right because I've been eating this the whole time. So Kobe beef
Fancy.
is
Y'all
Wagyu
broke.
beef,
That's what she said.
but not all Wagyu beef is Kobe beef. But I hope that's right because I'd be
What
dead
is make
shame.
beef Kobe?
I think it's so they like,
R.I.P.
I think it's from the Kobe prefecture in Japan. And
What
then
is a
they
prefecture?
have, prefecture's like,
Child,
so like a town.
You come back and just use it. No words.
It's like a town kind of thing, but like bigger than a town.
So a settlement.
A settlement is a better way to say it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So Kobe beef, I think, comes from the Kobe region specifically, and I believe it is the highest quality of Wagyu beef.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you rich.
No.
How much you was paying for
No.
cuts of...
I am not rich. The thing is, I paid like $30 for a skewer of it.
30.
For a skewer. For skewer, dog. It's super pricey. All of the restaurants that I had on my list,
Mhm.
they were like booked out far in advance, like even further than my planning. So I was just like, I'm gonna run into it somehow, and I did,
Sis.
and I did.
Well, that's good.
I did.
I'm glad you had fun on your trip.
It was good. You know, Japan was really good. Everyone I went to after. Okay, so let me do a quick summary.
Mm-hmm.
I wore a kimono in Japan.
We saw.
I saw temples.
Mhm.
I saw the Tokyo Tower. I was on the bullet train, the Shinkansen, to go to Osaka, which was amazing. I ate a lot. I drank a lot, and I walked
You should have lost weight.
a lot. Actually, I
You
did.
probably did.
I did. I put on some pants yesterday for work, and I was like, oh.
You know, they always say every time we travel, they
Oh.
lose weight.
So I should stay traveling.
Yes. This is why I prefer not to
It's
be
good
here.
for your health. See? And then I went to Korea. I went to Korea. And everyone knows well, if you don't know, I've been practicing or learning Korean for the last 3 years.
So she could find a Korean man.
That is not why.
Were you able to find your husband?
I couldn't find him.
Is he already sent off to the war?
She's talking about RM of VTS, guys. And he's not sent off yet. He hasn't
Don't worry.
enlisted yet.
It's in motion.
You know, it actually is. There was
It's
an
in
article.
motion.
There was an
Jesus.
article
Jesus.
that was
Jesus.
said he's next on the enlistment. And I was like, no.
Baby, I don't know what to tell you, but
Not my man. He's not going to be to the front lines or anything,
he's
though.
not gonna be. Of course, they're gonna put a pretty boy to the front lines.
Of course not.
Who they gonna kill?
Of course, they're not going to put their moneymaker to the front lines. They ain't put none of them to the front lines.
Don't worry,
But
I'll fix that.
the point is, North Korea and South Korea are technically still at war, but not active war. But all Koreans,
Just like
I think,
we hate you. We hate you all.
yeah, like they just have long-standing disagreements. So all of like Korean men, I think over 18 to about 30, they
Mhm.
enlist for a year and a half.
Mhm.
So I couldn't find him. Much sad. I was this close to him though.
That's because I hit
I
him.
could feel it.
I hit him.
I believe it.
I
you
hit
know.
him.
I believe you.
You'll never find. You'll never believe it.
So yeah, I was practicing Korean for the last 2 years. I got to have some conversations, but I realized I still suck.
You do realize that you taught yourself Korean, right? That's a biggie.
I did.
That's very much
I
a biggie.
did. It didn't feel like a biggie, but now that I think of it, they were all amazed. And I was like, oh wow.
I too am amazed.
Oh, wow. But that was really good. I had Hanu beef, which is like Korea's version of Wagyu beef, which was pretty good too.
You're fancy now.
I ate
I'm so
a
tired.
bunch of food. My favorite was this thing called banchan, which is like side dishes. So how you think like potato salad and thing?
Mhm.
They have like 15 to 20 of those that they serve with their meals
Mhm.
typically.
Mhm.
And they were like these little baby marinated crabs, like this big.
I love
It
crab.
was so good.
I love crab.
I wanted to get some and put in my bag, but I
I love
shopped too
crab.
much in Japan. And I also shopped too much in Korea, so I had no space.
No such thing as too much shopping. Although, don't listen to me because I don't shop when I travel.
She
so.
doesn't at all. Anyway,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I literally didn't pack a bag
Mhm.
to go to this trip. I bought luggage in Fort Lauderdale, did a little bit of shopping for like basic clothes.
I still cannot believe that you live life on a different type of wild side. And I
Chaos.
love you to pieces, but
Chaos.
if we were to go away, you told me that you had to shop before you traveled, I'd be like, okay, I'm leaving you. Because
I would have been ready in time for you
we
to go on
spoke
the trip.
about me, right? Like I color coordinate my clothes before my trip.
I don't.
Literally color coordinate. This gal went away with no clothes.
No clothes. I mean, no
Panty.
clothes.
She's not
Actually, no, none.
Jesus.
I stopped at
L'Oreal.
Victoria's Secret on the day I was
Babe,
my layover in Fort Lauderdale.
I'd have a heart attack.
I almost had a heart
I
attack.
couldn't go away not knowing. Like I'm already planning my clothes for my upcoming trip.
I don't plan that. You know what? One of these
I
days
can't
we're
do
gonna
that.
have a podcast strictly about the differences between Dom and I when we
Yeah,
travel.
yeah.
Because that's gonna be hilarious to y'all. Because
Yeah.
it's like, how y'all even get
How?
on a podcast together? How y'all even friends? We are
It's a good balance.
the polar opposite.
It's
I tell
ebony and
you.
ivory.
James and Fuhad.
Hey James.
But yeah. Hold on now.
Oh, sorry, I want Fuad because I like my men big and black. So.
Oh,
You're right.
James
you're
is
right.
mine. Thank you,
Oh.
Daddy. But anyway.
Light skins
So-
always love each other, boy.
So Korea was really good. I spent like 10 days there. I did a quick change in my plans though, because I was supposed to go to Busan, which is like the equivalent of Freeport. So Seoul is Nassau, Busan is Freeport.
Mm-hmm.
but I felt like I didn't have enough time in Seoul. Like I didn't get to do enough. So I stayed the whole time in Seoul actually,
Mm-hmm.
and more walking, too much walking, but transport was dead affordable. Food was good. The people were nice to me. I've heard like
Well, you're also a translucent baby like them, so your hair just different.
with friends like these, right? Who needs enemies? This guy has called me white every time.
I just want y'all to
Not even
remember
just white. She's
it-
called me translucent.
it ain't the
bro.
lighting. She was the way you punch just lie.
Anyway,
Boy.
so I checked out a couple palaces. I didn't get to do any museums, which I really regret, but there's so much to do that I just didn't have time. I didn't have time.
I didn't have time. A woman who was away for 4 weeks.
I was away for 2.5 weeks. Actually, this trip was supposed to be 4 weeks.
This trip felt really long.
It was supposed to be 4
You
weeks.
felt like you didn't want to come back.
I didn't. I did not want to come back, actually.
Yeah.
That's probably why I've been so sad since I come back, because I didn't want to be here.
Girls always want to leave.
I didn't want to be
baby.
here.
Girls always want to
She
leave.
can't talk, you know. When you going away again?
Next month.
Oh, it's
Good.
next month? I thought it was the end of the month.
No, don't go till the end of the month. Next month.
Shame. So I going away. Anyway. Point is, Japan and Korea was absolutely amazing.
Mhm. So you'd recommend everybody go? Ooh.
No,
Wait, I didn't
because-
expect that.
because like you have to be kind of realistic. If someone wants to shop and like do Sawgrass Mall,
Oh, that ain't,
and
it ain't for them.
it like if you just want to relax on a beach, it's not
it
for you.
ain't in Japan.
You know,
Yeah.
but if you're interested in like cultural exploration and you're okay with like being the only Black person in a setting,
Ooh, that's
Right?
a lot. That's heavy.
if you're okay with that
I don't
and
know if
you're
I'm
really
okay.
driven to like explore things that are completely different to you, then yeah, definitely
Mm-hmm.
I recommend it. If you're interested in like gaming, anime, definitely go to
Oh, so half the
Japan.
Bahamian men.
They would love to go to Japan, and I'd
Yeah,
recommend it.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
really cool. Like I went to Shinjuku and Harajuku, where like
Shinjuku?
uh
I wouldn't be able to
not
pronounce
Shinjuku,
half these places.
Harajuku. It's not the right name of the place. What am I talking about? I'm pretty sure it's Harajuku.
Delusion.
I might be wrong, but whatever. It's this place where like there's a lot of anime and like cosplay and stuff like that. It was really, really cool to see.
Mhm.
So I'd recommend it if you're into that. If you really just want to like do a Mexico vacation,
Go to Mexico, dog.
Mexico.
Go to Cancun.
you know, do your thing. If
Go to
anything, if you want to go
Cancun.
on that side, and I guess go to the Maldives, you know. But
Mhm.
if you're not interested in like really exploring a culture that's completely different to you, then
Don't
I
waste
wouldn't
that money.
recommend it.
Mhm.
But if you're interested in that, definitely, man. It was really fun, and I'm actually planning to go back in October. Yep.
One thing about you will leave me.
Yes.
So my trip was good. Like you all know, I traveled for the first time ever with someone that I've never traveled with, and this random girl that I met in Thailand. But she was so cool to travel with. We had such a good time. Oh, sorry, Laurie. She
Yes.
cool. She cool. Like, hey, Michelle.
Gal say she don't care about me
That's
no
my
more.
little London boo.
Because she find other people.
Wow, and she was down to
Oh,
do all the
cool.
stupid TikToks and stuff. Well, I don't do TikToks.
She does reels.
I don't believe in dancing in front of cameras for.
But that's
for
not
no
what all
reason.
TikToks are. You
No,
could
but
do your real
that ain't for
stuff.
me. Although, here's the funny thing: one of our reels is us dancing. Very loserish. But anyway, so I did Egypt and Jordan. I'm here to say that I'll never be going back to Egypt.
Oh, gosh.
The
Why?
experience- Because now that I've come into a different level of maturity, I realize that Egypt back then was aggressive, but it is overtly aggressive now. It was so uncomfortable so many times. And it just was like, it wasn't like I was dressed inappropriately or anything. It was dealing with the men.
Mm.
And the women were just as bad in some instances. But
Really?
yeah. But for Michelle, whose first time it was going to Egypt, she's like, nah.
Not for me.
She's like, we ain't coming back here. I was like, I'd be good. I've seen everything I need to see.
Guess
So
what? I checked
I
everything off my
literally only
bucket
went
list.
exactly. I only went to see the pyramids again, and I wanted to visit Abu Simbel because I never got to go, and that was a really nice experience. If you're going to Abu Simbel, please, Jesus, do not go with the big talk companies early in the morning. Go like midday. Go so you could reach there like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the day because it's almost empty.
Because the sun probably was piping.
Yeah, that too. And then I ended up moving on to Jordan, which surprisingly was amazing.
You mentioned
The
that.
food in Jordan was so good. I had hummus every day.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. Of course I did. And I stayed. The hotels there are really nice. Like the Jordan that you're probably thinking about, like the media portrays Jordan to be someplace like, oh, there's bombs going off everywhere. There's dirt. The places are filthy. You know, it's just cement crumbling. No, like Jordan is beautiful. It is very gray, but it's very, very clean, and it was nice. We got lost at Petro, so we walked about 7 miles that day in the sun, in long sleeve, bright pink clothing. So I ain't doing that no more. But yeah, no, I don't have much to say about Jordan except that I really, really liked it. And I would definitely visit again. Bae.
I could see y'all like in the
Bae.
background with like all of this tan and brown and just bright pink lost.
Of course I had to go bright pink.
That's hilarious. I remember the picture.
Yeah.
I remember the picture.
Yeah. It was nice though. I would definitely go back.
So you'd recommend Jordan?
Yes, I would recommend Jordan. And if you're going to Jordan, go for like 4 or 5 days. And when you go, you can get the Jordan Pass. It's cheaper. Once you pay $70 for the Jordan Pass, you can get into most of the attractions for free, which is amazing. But yeah, it was nice, and it was interesting to hear the history of Jordan and Israel. You know.
So what is your favorite thing about Egypt? Your most negative point about Egypt, and then your favorite thing about Jordan, and your most negative point about Jordan?
My favorite thing about Egypt is how cheap it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people hail Asia for being super cheap and easy to travel about, but Egypt is that girl. Because we were taking Ubers for like 20, 30 minutes, and I'd pay like $2.
Wow.
Bae.
Not in this,
Not in this economy. Yeah, and so that's what I really liked about it. The thing that I hated the most was the aggression from the men. It was just not my cup of tea. The thing that I liked the most about Jordan was it's hard.
It was okay.
I said this hard.
Yeah.
I think the food. Oh, and Jordan is also really, really cheap too. However, did you know that the Jordan dollar is higher than the US dollar?
Oh, what?
As in $1 US equals $1.47 in Jordan. That's crazy.
Hold on.
No, it's the opposite way around.
Thank you. Okay, because I was like,
One
wait.
Jordan dollar is
Is a dollar.
74 cents.
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. So you don't really have any negative points about Jordan?
No. So I feel like I still said that wrong. No, I said it right. The Jordan dollar is high. Just know that much. It's higher. It's like 47 cents higher.
So like 74 cents in Jordan
Is
dollars
a dollar
is-
in US.
So it has more buying power.
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, Jordan has really, really strong trade relations, and that is amazing. But when you pull up in Jordan, you can tell by the type of cars they drive there.
Yeah.
Like I went in thinking I was going to see like all breakup like trucks with like cement bricks and places falling around me. It's clean as hell. It's built up really, really, really nice. Although they have stuck to one color code.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's probably better for building, too.
Yeah.
And maybe even a cooling factor.
Yeah. Well, let me be very specific. So I went to Amman. Amman is built up nice. I can't speak for the outer cities. The outer cities may be what we see on TV, but the media really portrays something.
Western media, basically
I hate
everything
that.
that's not the country
I
to
hate
the
that
north
because
is
imagine me
not-
getting them like, y'all don't drive breakable cars? Like, why everybody here drive a nice car?
Like us at home?
What type of money y'all have? Yeah, girl, it's nice though, and it was worth the trip. I'd be going back. I don't know
So
when, but
my
soon.
most positive point about Japan was like, it's kind of twofold, but it kind of like meshes together. So I was in Tokyo, which is heavily populated,
So I've
but
heard.
it was so clean, and it was so clean despite how much people walk through or transit through, and the transport was amazing on time.
Are they like mopping all day?
You don't see people cleaning. I think it's just the pride the people
Witchcraft.
have in their country, like
Witchcraft.
how they're socialized. They don't litter. They don't litter. I did not see.
I'm looking at you, Bahamians.
I
Y'all nasty boy.
I did not see litter, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." The
There wasn't
downside,
dirt in Jordan either. There wasn't litter in Jordan either. Wow.
the downside,
Well,
however,
yes.
about Japan, although everything was fantastic, I could see how if you're a foreigner living there, you'd feel lonely. Because
Oh.
outside of like certain areas, like I went to, oh gosh, I don't remember the name exactly, but it's like Golden Street or something, has a
Mhm.
bunch of izakayas, small bars.
Mhm.
And that was like very nice. And people were just talking to you.
Mhm.
But other than that, people don't look at
They
you,
don't really
talk
pay
to you.
attention.
They don't pay attention.
I think that's the thing about Asia, because I noticed
I'll talk about Korea afterwards.
someone posted a video of them on I think the bullet train on in Japan, and they was like, they can't believe that everybody is just standing up minding their own business, like nobody's
They're
looking
so
around.
orderly.
Bae, in Thailand it was the same way. Like I didn't expect, first of
They're
all,
so orderly.
for the subway to look like that, and then for secondly for no one to even be looking at one another.
They just on their own run.
Yeah,
Perpetually.
I love that though.
Perpetually.
Because
But-
that'll never happen to Bahamas.
But the thing is, you can love that as someone visiting, but I
Yeah.
can tell how that would take a hit on like socializing.
Imagine you trying to meet new people in a
Yeah,
city
it
that
has
you're
to be
not
very
familiar
hard.
with.
And people are very shy.
Mhm.
So I had like one chick.
You wanted the boys to
walk up
talk
to
to you,
me.
they didn't talk to you.
No,
right?
it's not even that. It just means like everyone,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
The one person who like approached me, she went to school in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So she got a little bit.
She black?
No. She's Japanese, but she went to school in the States.
So
and
how
I was
she-
listening to music
Mhm.
and I was dancing and she's like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Wow." So happens I was actually listening to a Japanese song.
Why are you in
at
public
that
just
time.
dancing randomly?
'Cause
you
who could
was
stop
happy.
me?
You was happy.
I was so happy.
Cass was happy.
I was
dog.
happy.
You would never do that here
Actually, I would.
for a carnival.
Yeah,
I rest
maybe,
my case.
Maybe. But that was my pro and con about Japan. Korea, however, wasn't as clean.
Mm.
It's not
Okay.
that it was litter.
Mhm.
It was just like certain restaurants or pyeonijams, convenience stores would have like their collection crates outside,
Mhm.
and it was a lot of people collecting like cardboard. So it's like
Mhm.
orderly chaos,
But
but it's more visible than
it
Japan.
ain't New York though.
No,
That's all that
no,
matters.
by far.
That's all that
By far.
matters, is that it's
It's still
not
a very
New York.
clean place.
Mhm.
But that would be my downside. My pro is they are so much more sociable.
Mm.
So I had like people just talking to me,
Mhm.
like old women, old men,
I love when
younger
people just
guys.
come up and talk to
everybody
me.
was talking about my hair, and I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
it's
it.
tangled.
I get it. Locks probably
It's
haven't
weird
really
for
seen
them.
someone with locks in person.
Yeah.
Because Japan and Korea are both very monotonous ethnically.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't like they don't distinguish between someone born in Korea or living in there citizenship wise or residency wise
Mm-hmm.
and Korean ethnically. And the same thing with Japan for like certain stuff, although they're having more of a mix than I believe Korea does.
Mm-hmm.
But the food, yo,
It's good.
and I like spicy food.
Well, I saw you were eating your way through Asia. That's how I put it.
I was eating.
So I'll wait on my reels.
That's why, I have some videos I was about to like try out doing reels,
You should.
but a lot of it is just like food,
I don't see the problem.
food and like drinking.
So you can be, I wonder if you know,
You know.
how they live in Tokyo. If you
That's
seen
so
it.
funny.
I love that song.
If that person who plays that song for me all the time is watching this podcast.
Fast and Furious. Trip.
Yeah, but like
trip.
overall, it's very good, and I'm definitely going back. I'm really trying to aim for October because I do have some more time.
Do you have a boyfriend there?
Where? In Japan and Korea?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I didn't get to meet my language partners, which was crazy because I didn't go to Busan, which was closer to his city. So I'm
That's what
sending
we-
him something on
That's what we call
FedEx.
these days language
No,
partners.
man, really, really, really. And then my other language partner just went back to see his wife and his son. He watches sometimes, so hi. He's very, 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 very sweet. And we're supposed to like start practicing more verbal conversations because I realize that's where I fall.
Mm.
Like I can read and understand things, but overall, Korea and Japan was amazing.
I too fall in conversation.
It was amazing, and I'll definitely be going back. If you have any questions about my trip, because
It's a lot.
someone asked about the cost of Japan, and I'll let you know it does vary, and I'll be very open. One of my friends bought my ticket there, like for my trip, so I didn't have to worry about the cost. But tickets, China, Korea, Japan, typically like $1,000 to $1,500.
Yeah, yeah.
But depending on
Asia,
what you do,
full stop.
oh yeah, really,
From the Bahamas.
yeah. In Japan, it's known for being a little more expensive, but cherry blossom season is obviously going to be more expensive
Yeah,
than
because it's
like,
tourist season.
you know, June, which may be a little hotter, but you don't have to stay in hotels like I do
Mm-hmm.
because I do that as just, solo female traveler.
Yeah.
You know.
You can say in one of the traditional
Yeah,
Japanese.
traditional, yes.
I'm
you
going to say
can.
one of them.
You can. Or like more modern Airbnbs to cut the cost. Food is not expensive unless you're trying to be bougie every night, every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And transport is super affordable and it literally takes you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The same with Korea. Hotels weren't super pricey, although it's cherry blossom season there as well. So I got some more cherry blossoms there.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't super bad. I think I'll be like fully transparent. I spent maybe 4,500 to 5K on this trip, but it wasn't because it was super expensive. I feel like that's actually pretty good for two countries and for the length that I stayed. I spent 2.5 weeks in hotels, and that my bill for that was like 2,200 odd. And then I just like don't think when I'm traveling.
Yeah, no, I don't
I
have a
don't think.
budget.
So if
When
I
I
want to
travel,
do
I don't
something
have a
tomorrow and it costs $120, whatever.
I could do it. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I also bought a lot of skincare in Korea and I bought a lot of souvenirs. So that's where my price went up. If you're not into that, then you can save a good $600 to $800 because I was out here just
I don't
spending.
buy not one single souvenir.
Spend it.
You want to see my souvenir?
Your pictures.
No.
What? The money.
Let me see. Do I? Oh, I still do have some. This is $1 Jordan dollar.
I have some in my car, but I'm not going to get that.
I
for y'all.
always bring money back from the places
Me
that I go to. I
too.
still got some Trini money. I got some Egyptian money. I have some money from Thailand. I even have 1,000.
Why do you have 1,000 Korean dollars?
Where is it gone?
I could have used that for my bus fare.
No, you really could have though. I try to figure out
Trash.
why I have 1,000 Korean
Gals.
dollars.
How you even get that?
I don't know because I never went to Korea. That's an interesting.
Why do you have 1,000 Korean dollars as well? What is happening here?
Did I give that to you?
Uh,
Oh, like that.
So this is the Korean won. It's 1,000.
How much is that in USD?
This is like about 95 cents.
Good
It's
for
about
me.
95 cents, but this can actually get you around. So buses and trains are like $1,250,
Give my money.
1,250 won,
See?
and it's a flat fare.
Why the hell I have 1,000 Korean dollars? I don't understand because I've never been to Korea. So,
What's going on? They could have saved me a bus trip, but they don't care about me like that.
well, you know.
But I would say to like wrap it up,
Don't mix them up.
Boy,
I don't know where it is.
you know this is how I make my Korean dollars.
Korea and Japan was amazing. If you have any questions about the trip, just let me know. Shoot me a DM on a sunbum on IG.
Yeah, because L'Oreal is very dense.
You
I
know?
have a lot of information for Jordan, but I don't think as many people want to go to Jordan as they
I
want
actually want to go to
Korea.
Jordan because of you.
It's nice. It was nice.
I want to go to Jordan because of you.
It was a nice little trip. My mommy's like, this is not a little trip.
because you went to Petra, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think that's very beautiful historically. And
And
I'd
it's
love,
a world wonder,
you know,
in case y'all didn't know.
I'd love to take, a little picture there to be a part of history. But we had a great time
We
on our
did.
trips.
We did. Where you going next?
I am actually going to Barbados next week
She going for work.
for work.
Y'all always try.
For work.
I can't wait till I get a job that
For
has me traveling outside
Soon
of the
you know.
country.
Soon you know. I believe that. I feel it in my spirit.
I feel it in my bones.
I feel it in my spirit. But yeah, it's just for work. Although I have like 3 to 4 days that I'm just spending for me because I've never been to Barbados before. And then the nights are for me and the days are for work. So
Understandable.
where are you going next?
I'm going to Colombia and Boston. I'm going to go see one of my old travel buddies who now lives in Boston. Hey, Pisha.
In Boston?
Yeah, I'm
In
Boston. I can't wait. We're gonna like watch a baseball game and all that. I'm gonna get a Red Sox jersey.
Do you love oysters?
I do.
Go to...
I'm doing a whole food tour.
Yeah. But there's this place.
You've been to
in
Boston?
Boston City? Yeah, of course. Work.
But you hate me.
Work. I'm gonna have to tell you after the pod because it's on the water and they have
Is
like,
it in Seaport District?
yes.
I'm staying in Seaport District.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in
I was
Seaport.
told if you love seafood, you want to be in town, like downtown.
Yeah,
And you
it's
want to
in
be in like a
Seaport.
cultural quarters, stay in Seaport District. So that's where I'll
it's
be
in
going.
Seaport and they have 2 restaurants. It's their normal restaurant and then a test kitchen. And then there are also a lot of microbreweries there.
Yeah, I'm doing a brewery tour.
I
So
got
you
a
know-
popcorn beer there.
You know one thing
before.
about me.
Yeah.
I gonna drink it.
No. But the oysters, they present it to you in like a wine list with different flavor profiles. Listen.
I'm gonna Google a place, but
I'm going to tell you because as soon
Yeah.
as we end this podcast, I'm going to remember because that's how my
I'm
brain
excited
works.
for Colombia though. Colombia was a last minute decision when I found out how cheap it is to go to Colombia. It's very cheap to go to Colombia once you can get to Miami. I'm gonna do. Please do not crucify me. Medellin.
Medellin. It's a double L. So it'll be-
Medellin?
No, it won't
Medellin?
be. It wouldn't be a L.
Medellin?
It'll be
And
Medellin.
Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Yeah, I'm doing
Cartagena.
both of those. So
Vibes. Can you bring me back a shot glass?
I could actually.
Thank you.
That one I can do.
Thank you.
You know, I'm bringing back nothing else except for the money.
Anyway, this has been episode 3 of Out of Office, a travel podcast.
Finally.
Finally, we'll
I
be
can start
back.
doing that every episode.